All right, today's topic, introverts. If you want to be an introvert and you want to change, or you're just shy and you're sick and tired of it, you wish you were many things, but you're not. And the key phrase is you want to change. So what this video is not going to be is a video bashing introverts. It's not a they versus them, extrovert versus introverts. And yeah, those extroverts, you were born that way, so you have all that charisma. You don't understand me. Has nothing to do about that. But disclaimer, if you don't want to change, this video is probably not for you, nor is it directed at you. We're not trying to convert. We're not a little cult. We're not a little religion over here. This is just for those who want to make a conscious decision to change, but are teeter-tottering, and maybe you want some clarification. What are the benefits and whatnot? And you know what? I'm going to give you one of the, if not the best piece of advice, maybe the best reason possible that I wish people would have told me sooner instead of me finding out the hard way, which, again, life is on-the-job training. You're going to find out the hard way in many things. You can't avoid it. But I will give you some minor reasons why change is good. First and foremost, I honestly believe time is a valuable thing. And when you get to a certain age when you get to a certain age, you either feel like you wasted time, or you'll feel that almost grandeur, like revelation, similar to people who've been working out consistently for at least a year plus, who look back on their progress and see where they started from. Most of them seem, well, I should say me, I'm part of this too. Most of us seem to agree on having that similar revelation or that similar reference point of reflection in our heads. And it goes something like this. Dang, why didn't I start this sooner? I feel good right now. I look good right now. Or, man, I wasted so much time inside of my stupid shell that I could have been doing this all along. Ugh. Bro, imagine how I look like right now if I started way back when. And then, of course, insert your reference point for the time. Man, if I would have started in 2016, if I would have started during COVID, like, I look good right now, but damn, I would look way better. So we all have those thoughts. We all have those ideas. You see? Time, regret, progress, realization, happiness. Under that umbrella of time, you got FOMO. I missed out on years of my life because I was the shy kid. And even if I didn't want to go to every little function, because at the end of the day, I am an introvert, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to get invited. But I'd be lying if I said if I didn't want to get invited to a few things here and there, maybe a couple of birthdays that I missed out, or a ski resort I could have been to. I mean, I could blame them for not inviting me. I mean, they know I exist. Why didn't they reach out? I probably would have said yeah. But at the same time, I can't blame them. Everybody knew I was an introvert. I told people, hey, no, it's fine. I can only give somebody so many times of I wouldn't say a negative response, but I can't tell somebody no 15 times and then expect the 16th time for them to come reach out to me. After the 5th, 6th time, some people are already like, you know what, man, don't even ask him. Like, he's going to say no anyways. He's an introvert. You already know how he is. How about this? Here's another thing. Everybody watched Avengers without me, and I didn't say anything. I'm using Avengers because Avengers at that point in time was a huge movie. It was something everybody wanted to go see. But in my little introverted brain, me not reaching out to them, or me constantly saying no to them, I probably could have missed out on a good movie because I didn't take that extra step to essentially ask, to talk, to communicate, to say, oh, wait, you guys are going? Can I come? Oh, you guys are going? When? Because as soon as you ask when, people are already, their gears are like, wait, you want to come? Wait, you like that too? Wait, you would come with us? And then boom, make that connection. But if you're too stuck being, well, I'm an introvert, I'm okay being at home. Well, then they'll get mad when you're at home by yourself. Literally what you asked for. Literally what you stated that you like to do is nothing. Just chilling. So it is what it is. And you know what? You may end up hating yourself for it. So introverts who want to be a tad more, just more extroverted, hello, welcome here. All right, so there's going to be a huge, huge, huge reason in the future. You won't notice it now, but I'm telling you right now, as, I don't know, the guru, the mentor, your brother, your dad, your whoever, you need to tell you this. One of the almost perfect example of why you should just try to be a little bit more extroverted, why you should not always count on your shyness, your future. You ever noticed how, hey man, why do good things always happen to the bad people? Well, I can guarantee you maybe those bad people weren't extroverts and weren't living in their heads. They were brash, they were bold, they were decision makers. Even if they themselves can't solve the problem, they had that little bit of extrovertedness to reach out to somebody. You being introverted throughout your middle school, high school, college doesn't get you enough friends. When you get out into the real world, you're going to realize jobs, you're going to need friends. You're going to need that reference. You're too busy being introverted, you're not going to have those friends. You're not going to make those valuable connections. What valuable connections do you get in the real world? My homie who became a mechanic. So now when my car messes up, I don't have to go to these big, huge corporations that charge you an arm and a leg. I was introverted, but then I made a friend. I reached out to people. I became a little bit more extroverted to make that or establish that rapport, to make that connection, to continue being this person's friend. That's just a car portion. That's just a mechanic portion. If I have problems, I can go to mechanic guy. But guess what? What if I'm friends with a plumber? We're all going to be in an apartment one day, or a house, or a townhouse. And guess what? Soon enough, you're going to have electrical problems. You're going to need an electrician or electrician friend, hopefully. So again, you don't have to go to these corporations. It makes life a lot easier. Money, unfortunately, runs the world. So you're going to have to use the money towards your friend, who's probably not going to charge you corporation money because he probably owns his own business. So essentially, you're helping him out and he's helping you out. All because back then, you decided to not be so shy. These are valuable connections. The plumber thing, I didn't flesh it out, but you get the idea. You're going to have plumbing issues later on. I'm not trying to talk it up. Let's knock on wood. But in reality, you're going to run into some problems. Maybe you need a new roof. You might have a homie who knows a homie who does roof repairs. Maybe you're cool. Maybe you're kind of like me and you're one of those, well, I use YouTube, I use Reddit, I use stuff. I'm resourceful. I watch videos so that way if I do have a plumbing issue, I don't have to call nobody. I can do it myself. And that's fine. I would rather people do that instead of just brain rot videos all day and long. At least you're learning something. But let's face it, at some point, that little car problem is not a little car problem and you're gonna need that help. You can definitely be, I'm not saying you can't be an introvert and can't, do regular things like an oil change. You can, I'm not saying you can't. But not every car problem is going to be as small as an oil change. Or changing a thermostat can be easy to some people, whereas changing a thermostat can be, man, that's a lot. You got to dig out all these parts just to get to that one little stupid piece. So yeah, make those valuable connections. Be okay with feeling uncomfortable and just reaching out to somebody. That person that you're like, man, we'd be so cool, man, but like, he's an introvert, I'm an introvert, and nobody wants to reach out, nobody wants to be the first one. What if I reach out and then like, we're just cool online, but we're not actually cool to hang out in person, we're just two different people. Yeah, but you don't know that. Reach out. If you guys end up not being friends, then it is what it is. Yeah, it sucks. You know what else sucks? Being somebody who's shy and never approaches the girl. That sucks. Because you know who's going to get the girl? The guy who talked to the girl. The guy who chased the girl. The guy who made and put an effort to get the girl, to talk to the girl, who was probably introverted at one point as well. Or maybe not. Maybe he just came out of the womb making, having all that charisma, that swagger. He had game. He know the riz, as they call it nowadays. He had it. He was born with it. I have to make effort. He does it effortlessly. Of course he's going to get the girl. What good am I? So again, you can definitely get the girl if you just have a little bit of shyness that gets peeled away. Just little by little. We're not telling you to just overly become an extroverted person, nor are we telling you to do this overnight. But what I want to get across to you is that speaking up, reaching out to people, communicating what you actually want will definitely help you and benefit you in the future. You could even view me as the homie. I don't have to be the dad, the uncle, da-da-da. I'm your homie right now. Or your future homie. We'll say that, because we haven't talked to each other yet. I'm in your class. You said a funny joke under your breath the other day. I heard it. I laughed. I looked at you. I laughed, and I was like, that was a good one. But I didn't say anything to you. Immediately, damn, we could be cool friends. Like, he gets the humor. That's something I would totally laugh at. We could be sharing memes right now. We could be hanging out at his house. We could be playing football. We can be doing stuff, hanging out. But instead, you'll only just be that kid in the class who I think is pretty cool. Never establishing a friendship. Never doing anything, just letting life pass us by. It is imperative, I promise you it is imperative. If you ever go through a breakup with, let's just say you did talk to the girl, you got the girl, you went through a breakup. You know who would help out? The homies. You know who doesn't have any homies? You, because you didn't reach out to nobody. You didn't think it was cool to say stuff above your breath. You didn't think it was cool, or you didn't think you wanted to risk that fear of rejection. I didn't want to say anything because, what if I just come across as cringy? What if I come across as weird and then he's going to judge me? People are judging you all day, every day, without you even noticing. You could be at the shopping center. You can be, ShopRite if you're up north, Publix if you're down south. You could be getting groceries. Based off of how you're dressed, someone's going to be looking at you. And if you go there with your mom or dad, whoever, they're going to be looking at that person too. And they're going to be like, I bet you that kid is going to turn out to be blank, just based off of how your mom is acting at the grocery store or interacting with people at the grocery store. You're being judged all the time. Don't worry about it. Introverts, if you want to get huge, if you want to look good, if you want to have abs, if you want to do something gym-wise, health and fitness-wise, go to the gym. Or don't. You have YouTube, clearly, because you're listening to me. You have YouTube. Look at videos. Don't worry about, man, I just wish I had somebody would just give me a workout plan. I would stick to that plan and I'd be shredded too, or I'd be big too, or I'd lose this fat too. So then watch the video. Do what you got to do. Because I promise you, when you start to look good, that introvertedness will probably go out the window. You'll still have a lot of those tendencies. If you don't like going out now, that's not just going to change overnight either. You're probably still not going to want to go out. But on occasions, you'll allow yourself to. Those days that you're at the beach with your shirt on, or if you jump in the pool and you still got your shirt on, now you're not going to have that shirt on. Now you're going to want to go to the beach, and you're not just going to be like, oh, beach, people who have better bodies than me, and I'm going to feel like a fatty or a skinny fat person, or I'm self-conscious. Yeah, no, it's okay, bro. You guys can go on without me. And that's, again, if to say you even have friends in the first place. But it all starts with you, like in the cartoons. You have to look deep within. You have to want to change. You cannot change and just simply say that you want to change. You must put in the effort to change. But you have to want it first. So same thing. You want to go to the gym, then go. And then going back, let me just piggyback and just kind of like bring it full circle a little bit about what I was saying earlier. Even at the gym, people are probably going to be judging you. You are right. But you are also wrong. Why am I contradicting myself? Because most of those people in the gym who are way further on in their workout process or further on into their lives on this journey, they're not even looking at you. They're so busy going, all right, 11, oh man, 12. All right, one more. You get the idea. They're focused on themselves, that they're not even looking at you. So this internalized thing of like, people are looking at me and they're judging me and I know I'm fat and they're further on. It's okay. I promise you, they don't care about you. They really don't. Because they care about themselves on their journey. They're probably going through something right now. Maybe they feel fat and they're trying to lose the weight. You're just there because you're already skinny, but you're too skinny. I want to get jacked, but I don't want to do steroids. I want to know what type of workout I need to do, but I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and I still don't have a plan. It doesn't hurt to look around and ask. Look for the, I'm not telling you, it's not like jail. Look for the biggest guy in the room and then beat him up. No, this is like, look for somebody who looks like they know what they're doing. You'll know because their body is like a Roman or Greek sculpture. Look for the Greek sculpture in the room and ask him, hey bro, real quick, question. You can judge me if you want, but like, what do you do for this muscle? Hey, look, I see you working out over here. I know this is going to come off as probably like I'm a weirdo. Or, hey, man, I don't mean to sound cringy, but... And then just ask. He doesn't have to be your friend. You don't have to be like, oh, yeah, then ever since then, we were gym bros. You don't have to. Sometimes all it takes is just one little person to give you that push or give you that nudge and be like, oh, wait, what? I'm just working out for myself. You said I have good abs? Well, thank you. You just validated my workout. That's awesome. That's amazing that you would even see that. You know what? Because I'm an introvert myself. Or I am no way in shape a guru and, blah, blah, blah. I've only been working out for like a year. So, I mean, thank you. That's awesome. But I don't know, bro. I just know that this works out for me. So there you go. There's really no right way to come across. There's no wrong way to come across. Well, there probably is a wrong way to come across. Don't be touching people. But honestly, yeah, it really just starts with you just speaking up. Like a little onion, you can still be an introvert right at the deep center core. You don't have to ever change that about you. In fact, keep that about you. That'll probably keep you out of trouble. Because now you're not going out with the homies and drinking and partying overly, excessively, doing everything what everybody wants to do. I myself pick and choose when I would like to go somewhere or when I allow myself to go somewhere. Is my money good? Yeah, I'm okay, cool. Do I like these people? Yeah, okay, cool. Do they sometimes get into trouble? Yeah, okay, cool. That okay, cool is me going, cool, I'm allowed to go, or cool, yeah, they really are like too much, so I'm going to sit this one out. We're all going to go bowling. All right, cool. Yeah, man, let's go. Oh, wait, you guys are bringing out the weed or bringing out the pills and then crushing them and then snorting them through $1. Well, at least now I know for next time I'm not going bowling with y'all. That's my introverted self keeping me safe. See, I didn't even want to leave the house in the first place. Hell, I don't even like leaving the house. I only leave the house because I have to work, and that's because I have to pay bills. If I didn't have to pay bills, I'd never leave the house. I'd be playing whatever video game I'm into that month, whatever. But being an introvert, there's no right or wrong way. There's no best way. There's no overnight changes. But that being said, are you currently somebody who's actually thinking this way? That, hey, you know what? I'm a little bit shy. I wish I was a little bit more outspoken. I wish I wasn't as shy. I wish I was a little bit more extroverted, but still keeping my introverted, we'll say, mindset or lifestyle, so to speak. And I am curious, so in the comments, please write down, what are you actively doing or what do you wish to do to still keep your introvertedness, but you want to place an effort into, I don't know, anything from maybe I'll start going outside more. Maybe I'll reach out to that person on social media, or maybe that classmate that I know we can probably kick it with after school. Maybe I'm going to be the one that reaches out instead of waiting on him to approach me or waiting on her to approach me. What are you actively doing? What do you plan on actively doing to change these things? Let me know in the comments.